On our backs, we carry the banner of civil rights and equality, but do others get a pass who benefit from our work?
When we look at even the White House and some of these institutions, we are taught from the time we're in elementary school all the way till we get our college or graduate, whatever degrees we might get, we're taught to honor and respect and cherish these institutions. Enslaved Africans built the White House. These people were so lazy they couldn't even build a house if they were going to occupy to run the world or to run this country. That's how lazy they were. So I don't ever let people tell me about the Irish work ethic or this or that. Okay, y'all discuss that amongst yourselves. Don't tell me about work. Don't tell. We're not gonna be friends if you start coming around. We're not gonna be friends anyway, probably. But we're not gonna get along. How about that? If you bring your work ethic to me, because nobody has worked harder and gotten less. So all of this is on our backs. We look at the civil rights struggle, and all of a sudden it's become an Asian thing. President Biden and his administration has passed Asian hate crimes. I'm like, whoever's hating Asians, it ain't us. You know what I'm saying? It's always some Caucasian or white person at the core of negativity happening, just like everything else. We ain't got nothing. We don't have anything to do with that. What about the hate crimes directed toward us? What about hate directed toward us? Why is that not a hate crime? And see, the situation in Alabama, that's good. That wasn't labeled hate. That was hate. That what they were doing was heinous. And they were just lucky they didn't get away with. All these situations are not looked at like that. And so it just shows the powers that be do not want it in that. So the struggles of King, X, and all of them, everybody else benefited. The white woman, affirmative action, all these other things. I mean, there were some limited things. The one thing about some of these institutions, for a short period of time, they had scholarships. Fortunately, I was a beneficiary of one to help me in my training. That was long overdue. But then, of course, quickly they were abolished. The only affirmative action we've ever had in this country is for white men. Because you look at who owns, even today, in these corporations, what is the percentage of black CEOs of companies? Probably less than 2%. It's very, very low. Who are the people that are the movers and shakers in this society? Not the faces and personalities, but actual movers and shakers. It's still the same group of people, white men. And so, on our backs, they've been able to do what they've been able to do. And we need to keep in mind that our struggle was not an Asian struggle, obviously. It was not a gay struggle. It was not a migrant struggle. It was a struggle of people that were enslaved in this country for centuries to gain the same rights, entitlements, and privileges as everybody else. So we've done the work. Everybody else has benefited from it. Even if we got reparations, that would not be the ending point, because there's something called justice. And at some point, some people have to take some feet up there behind, and there's going to have to be some retribution for what we've experienced. But that would be a step forward. And so, the European Jews, they've gotten broken off. They've gone to those Swiss accounts, have gotten the resource from there and given them money. The Japanese interned during World War II, they've gotten money. Native Americans have gotten casinos. Every group has gotten something from their struggles, except for us. The only thing we've gotten is more struggle. And that's why, back to my point about, in Evanston, Illinois, for example, they said they're giving reparations. Do you know what it was? It was a housing loan. It was a housing loan. We're giving them $45,000, but to buy a house, which really was an entitlement to the mortgage industry. That's the way it had to be spent. And so, ironically, the average home in Evanston, Illinois is where Northwestern University is. The average home in Evanston is $400,000. And most black people are low to lower middle income. They can't afford those houses. No. Then there are people that say, oh, well, if we gave them, we would just misspend it anyway.
You're given a history lesson which is indisputable, Professor. Those are the facts. But I can tell you from a psychological perspective that if you take $350,000 or $840,000 and you write a check to any group of people, black, white, poor, homeless, whatever, you give any group of people that much money and say, there you go, best of luck, and you come back in 6 months, they're going to be broke.
The thing about, Pookie and Ray Ray, they're just going to go to the liquor store and they're going to do this. We didn't say that about other groups that got theirs. We didn't say, oh, these white Jews, they're just going to spend it on gold chains or whatever, so on and so forth. They're just going to, have a bunch of bar mitzvahs or whatever, just the ridiculousness of it. The Native Americans, they're just going to buy more alcohol and drink and get drunk or so on and so forth. The Japanese, are just, whatever it is, they're going to buy more at a Japanese restaurant. Nobody questioned what they were going. We're the only ones that people say stuff like that. If we do, fine. It's our money. Give it to us. That's my take on it. And so these studies and stuff, they didn't do studies for them. Show me the study they did for the European Jews. Show me the study they did for the Native Americans. Show me the study they did for the Japanese interned during World War II. They just gave them the money. And I'm getting back to my thing. Hey, they need to run that bag.
Yes, they do. Big time. How is it that we build everything and everybody else gets the credit for it? We invent everything, but everybody else gets the credit for it. We are the richest, but we are the poorest. So, with that being said, as far as them benefiting, yeah, they benefit. They benefit a lot more than people who originally invented or came up with ideas or ideas been stolen from.
Interdependent society. Everybody benefits when something good happens. Like we all suffer when something bad happens. Some more than others, especially when it's targeted. Think how they acting in the Gaza Strip. Some folk rally behind some of the people and forget that we're all human. I think that's usually the problem. Forgetting the essence of our humanity and the God that is supposed to live in all of us. So, do others get to benefit from it? Absolutely. I think I've said before, without the significant civil rights struggle in the U.S., those who came after the fight for equality because of skin color, they have no platform. It's like the N-word. Everything is hinged upon this. There are two groups in America that are the most significant. Black, white, and other. Everybody else falls in the other because the laws are meant to encourage the growth for whites and the dominant culture and suppress blacks. Once you're stolen from Africa, you are a cargo, so you are dehumanized, while everybody else who was an other could get a pass to some degree. Now, there's the Chinese Exclusionary Act. There's the way we treated the Japanese, post-World War II and up and through World War II. You can see there's a stark difference for other and the way other is treated. They went and repaired Germany. They went and repaired Japan, but there's no reparations for this particular group of folk who've been in servitude and have a culture that they are disconnected from. I look at the others in the diaspora have some connection to reach back and say, that's where home is. It's like being from another galaxy and being supplanted here and going, oh, we belong there and we know how to get back home. We know which ones of us we belong with, but the particular African American struggle is a culture had to be created after arriving to